It is time now to bring in our State House insiders. Antoine Seawright, our Democratic strategist, Dave Wilson, our Republican strategist. Guys, let's talk about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA, gunned down yesterday in Utah. Dave, what are your thoughts on what happened there?
You've got a person who at the age of 18 did some amazing work within his 13 years of his life. He did a lot to energize a conservative base, especially of Gen Z. And that 18 up to about 28, 29 is a group of voters that he did a lot of work and was credited by the president of energizing that group of voters and getting them out in the 2024 election. I think the other part about it with Charlie was the fact that he knew what he believed in and did not have a problem having open debate and discussion. Free speech, just like we do here. Every time we do this show, we have a discussion back and forth and we keep it civil. And he was trying to do that and unfortunately met the demise of far too many people who are simply trying to keep a debate going and keep the dialogue going so that we can find a common ground for America.
And I know over the years, Antoine, you and Charlie Kirk had your moments where you debated the issues as well, but it was always civil.
We've always had some strong disagreements, and we made those very loud and proud about what we believe. I have respect for Charlie because he stood on principle for what he believed, even though I did not agree with it. And look, my heart goes out to his wife and his two children and those who he had impacted their life. But here's where I draw the line, or here's where two things can be true. I can mourn his death and condemn political violence, but I also can call out the fact that Charlie Kirk, in his day, used right-wing conspiracy theories, right-wing dangerous, divisive rhetoric that has empowered and uplifted some in this country to feel like some of this is okay. I think that we should be prayerful and mindful of the life that Charlie Kirk lived and uplift his principles in the same way that we should be praying and still in prayer about the lawmaker in Minnesota who lost her life. In the same way we've seen other, when Paul Pelosi was almost beaten by a person, it was Charlie Kirk and his crew who said that let's go bail out this hero. I think we can condone and say those things were wrong for him to do and say, but also say that political violence has no place in our ecosystem. And I think that's where the online chatter and the reality need to meet. At the end of the day, we both love this country. We just view how we show our love differently, and that's okay.
And maybe what it also does, JR, is it allows us to recognize the fact that while, yes, even on this show, we can get into some pretty strong political rhetoric, that this is a place for verbal discussion and not physical discussion, and definitely not violence.
But here's where we also have to draw the line. When our verbal discussion can enhance or lead to physical discussion, we have to dial it back. And I think that's where we have to be very careful about how we frame things, because you and I can disagree strongly, and we can do what we do, Dave, but we can also lead this program and be okay. There are people who are watching us who will listen to our dialogue and our conversation and not be okay. And then what happens is my inbox is filled up with hateful, dangerous rhetoric, including threats. And I think that's where we have to draw the line, those of us who do have a platform and do have a voice.
Right. And that's the place where Charlie did a very good thing of saying you have a personal responsibility in what you believe in, what you stand for, and how you act. And there are plenty of you there at home that you'll cross paths with me or Antoine or JR, and you'll pass us in a store and you'll tell us what you're hearing. And we appreciate that because we're trying to develop a dialogue here that we hope you carry out from here into civil conversations with friends and family.
All right. Antoine Seawright, Dave Wilson, guys, as always, thank you for your insights on Charlie Kirk, dead at the age of 31. Of course, we have much more coverage of this on our website for you right now. Simply go to WLTX.com.